Big one, Dan, is Trent and Gomez called up for England. Trent's been given the number 8 shirt.
Yes,
is he about to announce himself as a centre midfielder before Liverpool season?
Possibly. I still don't sort of put it as cast iron if he plays in the 8 and plays well for England, that therefore he's going to be there for Liverpool, because England don't have the same depth of midfielders that Liverpool possess right now. Arne Slot plays in a different way stylistically than what Gareth Southgate will play. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure that's the case. He does himself and his cause, if that indeed that is what he wants to be for Liverpool, a midfielder, he does himself a hell of a lot of favours if he has a stellar tournament in that position. Of course he does. There's no two ways about it. I think it's interesting to me. I don't really understand why they actually release all the squad numbers prior to the tournament, because you're basically giving away your starting 11 for the first game. I mean, it's not set in stone that you have to name that 1 to 11, but it pretty much is that, isn't it? Yeah, he's often done this 8 stuff for England, a little bit of double pivotty as well at times, so that's an interesting one. I'm intrigued, you mentioned it a moment ago, Lewis, about seeing players under different managers rather than in different systems and different styles. I want to see more Trent in midfield, because I've got my reservations about it, if truth be told. I think he possesses a lot of the skill set that's required to be able to do it, and we spoke to Guy McAllister recently about it, and even he said something similar. He's like, he's got loads and loads of attributes, loads of qualities that will lend themselves to being one of the best midfielders in the world. However, when you are in there and the speed of the game is ramped up that little bit more, you don't quite see everything in front of you in the same way, it can become a little bit more tricky. And I think there'll be certain games, perhaps even in this tournament for Trent, whereby it is quite straightforward. It can be quite easy for him, because international football at times is played at a walking pace a little bit. So when he has time to get his foot on the ball and look up, away we go. But then when you go into the last stages of competition, against your Frances this world, perhaps your Germanys, and everything just sped up a little bit, it might become trickier. But yeah, to round off, there's no two ways about it. If he has an absolute incredible tournament and takes England to the final, even to win the thing, then the arguments in the round not playing Trent in midfield become more and more difficult to have, really, don't they?
It's funny though, isn't it? Because the way that the England media works, Lewis, if he doesn't play well, he's going to get handed to right back again.
Yeah, well, look at Maino in the Iceland game. He got absolutely slated for that performance when no one performed particularly well. And I like Trent in midfield. I think he looks good, but I'm more of the sort of feel that I love to see Trent as right back, because I think he offers something that no one else can in that. Bradley's good, but Trent's a generational passer. What he can do on that right side is ridiculous. And as much as I would like to see the evolution of him, I would like to see him go into midfield. You know, I feel like it's very much a don't fix what ain't broken kind of thing. He might not be the best defender. He might not be the most, versatile in terms of defensive actions. But what he offers you from a right back position, overlapping and coming inverted, he's second to none. And I think Arne Slot, who loves fullbacks, who likes his players out wide, Trent would be such a beneficiary of it, that as much as we would like to see him go into that number 8 or number 6 role, I just don't think changing him from his strongest position is the way to go, personally.
Do you think it's just Southgate trying to get him on the pitch? Because I get that. I get that, by the way.
I think when you look at the defenders that they're taking, I'll go through them now on the screen. Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Mark Gay, Ezri Konsa, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. The centre-backs is the problem, isn't it? Yeah. They're the problem positions. And if the heart of your defence you're worried about, I don't think you can play Trent as a right-back with them.
And also, as much as I don't like him, nor like saying it, Kyle Walker is an exceptional right-back. Yeah. So, yeah, he has to start a right-back, doesn't he? As brilliant as Trent is, Kyle Walker, all the pace he possesses and all that sort of stuff. So, therefore, he has to be a right-back. Trent, you said generational talent, has to be on the footy pitch in some capacity. Why not do it in midfield?
Yeah. The other thing was, I'm pretty sure I watched the 2 games that they did play. I think Trent started in midfield once, and then he got moved to right back. And when he got moved to right back, he got a goal. I think Jack Grealish set him up. It was a lovely finish from a right back. And then in the second game, he came on with maybe 25 minutes to go, something like that. And he created the most chances on the pitch for England in that amount of time when he was playing at right back as well. I think it's good that they've got some versatility in him, but you name that midfield 3, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you sit there and you're thinking, my God, what a midfield 3. You kind of hope that they've got the balance right there, but there is no one in England's team who can pass a ball like Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have to get him on that pitch, because they've got one of the most potent strikers in Premier League history up top. You've obviously got Jude Bellingham, who loves to arrive late in the box and be that extra man, and you know his link up with Saka, and being able to switch it out to Foden. You've got to have someone like that on the pitch, because he just offers something that no one else in that squad can.
Set pieces as well.
The funny thing for me is, like, I've picked an 11 that I think will start probably, or that I would start, I should say, for the first game. So mine is Pickford in goal. I don't particularly like it, but it's Pickford in goal. Walker, Stones, Gahey. I've gone Gomez, Trippier. I'd start Gomez. Can understand why Trippier will probably more likely start. Rice, Trent, Bellingham. Saka, Kane, Foden. Now, I do think I've picked... If I was Southgate, I would play a 4-2-3-1. I don't think he's going to. I would probably go with Rice... Bellingham as me pair of sixes.
Oh, really, yeah.
I think it's the other way.
And Cole Palmer
Ahead of them.
Oh,
So where's
right,
Trent?
okay. Not playing.
Not playing. I don't think in 4-2-3-1 he would.
fair.
I think Rice and Bellingham have got that. You know that he can do it.
I think if you bring Trent on as well, he's capable of changing the whole way the team plays, because he's so versatile. So if you do want more attacking threat, you can play him in midfield. If you do want someone out wide who can put options in, just put him there. Like, he can be your game changer if things aren't going the way you want it to.
He's a bit of a break glass option to get that position here, but if he's on the pitch, you can still
Yeah.
mess around with him a little bit.
Yeah.
I would be 4-2-3-1, but I've got Rice and Trent as a double pivot personally, with Bellingham just being ahead of him and doing his thing.
So where's Palmer? Is he off the left?
I've got Palmer on the right. I've not
right.
picked Saka in mine on there, yeah, and I've got
Fair play.
Foden from the left.
Fair.
Who would you go with?
I'd be happy with that. I think Cole Palmer, with how he played in the friendlies, and they were just friendlies, I thought he did enough to
Just to see his dad
to
as
see
well.
what he's about. He's absolutely phenomenal, is Cole Palmer. And also, if Cole Palmer runs people into the ground for 70 minutes and then you're bringing on Saka, who's got the pace, whoever defenders up against him must think, my God, what do I have to do here? But yeah, they'll probably rotate. But yeah, Cole Palmer has to start, really.
The 4-2-3-1 seems like the best formation to play, Lewis, because you've got problems about your centre halves.
Yeah, we need Southgate, to be fair to him, as boring as the football can be, he's very good at shutting up shop. And I think having two central midfielders is key for that. The centre-back options just aren't good. John Stones looked absolutely fucked in that last game against Iceland. He's been injured up for a large portion of the season towards the end. And then you got Dunk, Konza. Like, is there a world to say that Joe Gomez could maybe start a centre-back if
he'd been playing centre-back, you'd think so. But if he...
I think Gahey's of a level
Yeah.
in this conversation, personally. I think the other team, and Konza's been a right back predominantly, hasn't he, this season as well. Likewise with Gomez at left back, of course. I think the one glaring weakness outside the centre halves, as mentioned, for this England side is definitely the left back position. Albeit Joe Gomez had a brilliant season there for us and stuff like that. He was really impressive. There's no natural balance in that whatsoever. I think they'd have been better served, as much as I could not care less how they got on. I think they'd be better served picking a natural left back, albeit maybe a Tyreek Mitchell or someone of that ilk, but at least have an actual left back, not having people who can just do a job out there, which I think for a lot of all intents and purposes these guys are.